Got two people over there. Oh, sick me.
That's where he is!
Dang it.
Come at me!
A good assassin conserves his weapons. Ah, yes.
Keep an eye out for anyone sneaking around the block. There are one of these. Whatever these are, well protected. I know. Relic it don't. I will bray you into the canal if you don't show me some respect, Stonat.
My job here is done. Wow, man, I love Assassin's Creed Nexus. It's so much fun. Oh, hang on a second. I seem to have forgotten. I was still wearing a VR headset. Let me put my glasses back on. Man. And Assassin's Creed Nexus, man. I tell you, it is unequivocally my favorite VR game that I have played up to this point. And I've done some VR here and there. I've played games like Vacation Simulator and Job Simulator. Why did I say Vacation Simulator first? I don't know. But like Job Simulator, Vacation Simulator, and Super Hot VR, and Vader Immortal. And you know what is different about Assassin's Creed Nexus versus all of those games? This is an actual freaking game, man. That's the problem I've had with a lot of the VR games, is that they're just not games. They're experiences. They are theme park rides. Now there are some like actual games, but like that's, like Beat Saber, for instance. It's a casual game, right? Those are the games that I've had. Those are the games I had. And if you saw my Oculus Quest versus Meta Quest 3 video, right? That is one big problem I've had with, like I had an Oculus Quest I've had it for 4 years now, man. 4 years. And like, granted, like in that first year, I was playing around with it a bit, but then I got bored. And towards the end of that first year, 2020, I tried to get another VR headset so I could play some games. And but again, like seriously though, like all the games that I had were all like 2 hours in length. I looked up on like how long to beat, because I do not have hours like, unfortunately the quests don't have like hours locked, which is kind of frustrating. But like in a lot of these games, there's like 2 hours long, right? And that's just it's 2 hours for a game. It's just not a lot of time to put in. That's like one session. That's like, I could do that with just the battery, not even with a battery pack on, but with this head strap and this new Meta Quest 3, it's actually the reason why I got the Quest 3, is because I wanted to play Assassin's Creed Nexus. And man, I tell you, it was worth it. I mean, that was like, I'm definitely getting a lot more VR games, trying more things out. It really did take something more substantial, in my mind. And one of the big problems I find with VR games is a lot of them are indie games. And because they're indie games, you don't really know them. And so like, you don't know what's really good, what's bad. And a lot of them, you hear people, raving about a particular game, but it's like, again, Super Hot VR. Like, I tell you, if you have a VR headset, you have to play Super Hot VR. It's like one of the classics, right? Or Beat Saber, or Job Simulator. Those are, granted, those are the ones that I started off playing, right? But when you've played all those games, Assassin's Creed Nexus is like your first step into actual VR gaming. It took me, I think I've got, according to the save files, because it actually shows how much time you spent in your save file, I've got, according to the save file, about 13 and a half to 14 hours logged in Assassin's Creed Nexus. That's awesome. That is terrific. I love that. Absolutely love that. And it also has a lot of replayability. As you just saw me sneaking around a boathouse, just killing a bunch of guys. Went back to an earlier memory of Cassandra, and I just went around this small area, and like I would just go and I would just assassinate, because they regenerate, or they respawn your enemies. So you could just go around, you could kill a bunch of people, go around to new areas, and then when you come back to that area, there's more enemies there. And it's like you can just go around assassinating people. And I tell you, it's probably some of the most fun I've had, like going around as like an assassin, like playing as like Ezio or Cassandra or Connor, which I'll be honest, Connor's my least favorite. And that's purely because I've never played Assassin's Creed 3. I've played Assassin's Creed 2. I've played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I've shared my thoughts on Assassin's Creed 2. It was a fine enough game, but it's too outdated at this point. And I really love Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Never played Assassin's Creed 3. Could at some point, but I haven't played that yet. So, of course, my two favorites are Ezio and Cassandra. And Ezio, to me, just feels like the most classic assassin. If you want to feel like an assassin, you play as Ezio, really. I like having like the actual bow, having the bow, instead of the crossbow that you have as Ezio. And of course, I love the two wrist blades, and it's brilliant. I love the way you can run around on rooftops and everything. I don't play with any of the like comfort settings because I actually don't get any of the motion sickness. And I did kind of start off like with, because it has smooth turning, right? It's not snap turns, it's smooth turning. And like that at first kind of made me a little dizzy. And I have had moments where I've almost lost my balance, but that's, again, your entire field of view is locked onto what's in the virtual world. And so, yeah, you kind of have to kind of want to be a little bit sturdier there. But I swear, like it's just been so much fun. Honestly, it's one of my favorite experiences, and I'm only a recent Assassin's Creed fan. I've only played a few of the games, and I really enjoy them. And I am so glad that Ubisoft did this. I'm really sad to hear that Ubisoft doesn't want to do this again, because I really enjoyed myself with this game, and I wish that there would be more of an actual full-fledged, because this game is kind of a full-fledged game, but it's still not quite there, because there's really not much of a story. It's more like you're the hacker. Literally, you're the hacker. You play yourself.
Ah, you must be the hacker.
Who goes into the Animus like through like a network thing, which I think is really cool the way they did that. Because like in the beginning, they actually start off with like an AR thing, so they use your actual like play space, and then they layer over that, some digital aspects and whatnot. And every once in a while, you'll return back to your actual like with the AR environment. And I think that's really cool. And you have Abstergo hiring you on to do their dirty work, and then you have the Brotherhood who's like, hey, can you just like plant some bombs for us while you're in there for like freedom's sake or whatever. And it's pretty thin. Like there's each of the characters you play, like so Ezio, Cassandra, and Connor, they don't really have much of a story. I don't even remember hardly what all was going on in those stories. All I remember is that it's basically like a little small chunk of time in Ezio's life or in Cassandra's life, none of the stories are connected to each other, and they're just like little chunks of time that you have in each of those, and it literally is like going through memories. You're not playing a story of any of these characters. And this is, again, like 14 hours long. I've played in it, and it's not like it's a big expansive like 20-30 hour game like you might find in like Assassin's Creed 2 or 4, or even, you know, like the it kind of feels it's a bit more like the older games, I think, in terms of like it's not an RPG, obviously. So that's I think, and I also would love to have a much, granted, I would love in the future, because right now we're working on mobile hardware. This thing is not super powerful, right? This is not like a really super powerful piece of hardware. And it's got to do so much more than a normal console would do. So it doesn't have that processing power. So of course, the textures look so bad. It is like they're just flat textures. Like, I have done better 3D modeling work myself than I've seen in this game. That is shocking. Like, it is literally like polygons and you slap on. But the interesting thing is that it's still more immersive than playing one of the newer games. It's still, because you're literally there, right? You are literally there. Like, you are seeing out of Ezio's eyes. I can't express how much I enjoy this. Like, I might have, you know, complaints about the story and the graphics and the fact that it definitely doesn't feel like a modern game. But on the other hand, it's a more modern game than any of the other games because it's in VR. You know, you are the assassin, and that's really cool. And, you know, again, like everything is a little bit more rudimentary, but also it's more advanced than a lot of the other stuff that I've played in VR. It is. The movement, like in Vader Immortal, the movement is it's like you push on the stick to teleport, or it's like snap turns, and it feels like you're standing there in an amusement park ride as things go along, right? Versus you can run, you can jump, you can climb. It's all up to your own agency in Assassin's Creed Nexus, and that's what I love about this game. You know, the story might be paper thin, the graphics might be abysmal. You know, you might not have a giant open world to explore. But man, is it fun? It is. It's fun. I love it. This is it my favorite Assassin's Creed game? I'd say probably not. It works. I think it's a lot of fun. Right? As a if it was a regular game, I'd probably give it like a 5 or a 6. But as a VR game, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. Right? It is wonderful. I love playing it. And I am glad that I bought this headset to play Assassin's Creed Nexus. I am excited to play Asgard's Wrath 2. That came with the headset, so I'll be playing that at some point in the near future. I am definitely going to be investing more time and money into VR games. That's what I'm going to be doing in my free time. And maybe I'll make some more videos about it. Who knows? We'll see how I feel about it. But in the meantime, you know what? In the meantime, I'm going to go play some more VR games.